Long ago, in a time when technology hadn't yet taken over the world and there were no cars, in a remote, blessed, and fairly populated village, a young man named Davood, who worked as a shepherd, fell in love with a young woman named Airima. Davood first saw this beautiful girl at a neighbor's wedding. There she was dancing gracefully with a group of girls, letting her long blonde hair flow in the wind. Her heartfelt laughter struck Davood's heart for the first time. With just one look, he fell completely in love. But Davood was a poor young man living with his elderly mother. He had lost his father to a fever when he was still a child, and ever since then he had become the breadwinner. Every morning he took the neighbor's sheep to the pastures and brought them back at sunset. He received a small payment each month. Davood loved poetry and would sometimes compose beautiful verses, especially in spring. He was short in stature and not particularly handsome. His mother had arranged 2 proposals for him before, but both girls turned him down. He knew the real reason was his poverty and lack of good looks. Davood had a kind heart, and nothing could make him lose hope in life. He was polite. As soon as he spoke, people noticed his good manners and culture. Even though he was in great need himself, he always helped the poor and sometimes volunteered to work for those who had no one. After falling in love with Airima, Davood decided to tell her how he felt, but he didn't know her name or where she lived. He asked his mother to ask around the neighbors. Eventually, he learned that Airima was a close relative of the bride and had come from the neighboring village with her family. When Davood first heard her name, he was amazed by how beautiful it was. He said to himself, "Why is everything about this girl so perfect? Those indescribable eyes, that sweet laughter, that graceful figure. Ah, how desirable she is." He decided he would propose to her no matter what. His mother's inquiries showed that Airima's family was also relatively poor, but she kept this from Davood so he wouldn't get his hopes up too high. Airima's father wasn't wealthy, but he had connections with the village elders. Her mother wanted her to marry the headman's son. They knew almost every eligible young man in the village, and nearby ones had his heart set on Airima. But the big day finally came for Davood. He and his mother put on their formal clothes, kept in an old chest, and set out for Airima's house. It was autumn and the weather was very cold. Davood put his mother on their old donkey, the only valuable thing they owned, and started the journey around noon when it was a bit warmer. By evening, when they reached Airima's door, Davood suddenly thought, "How did you think this was a good idea? Why did you put yourself and your mother in this situation?" For a moment he regretted it and told his mother, "Let's go back." But she said, "If you don't do what you need to do today, you will regret it for the rest of your life. You'll always wonder what would have happened if you had proposed that day." So Davood gathered his courage and went ahead. During the proposal, when Airima's mother talked about her financial expectations, how many young men wanted her daughter, and the headman's position, Davood quickly realized this marriage wouldn't happen. While politely looking down at the ground, a storm raged in his mind. Airima spoke in a cold, mocking tone, saying she didn't like Davood's appearance and didn't want to marry a poor man who had to take care of his mother. Davood, who had built an image of Airima as an angel, couldn't believe someone with such a beautiful face could be so cruel. It became clear that Airima would not be their bride. The proposal was over, and by evening, Davood and his mother started back home. Davood felt a bit embarrassed, but deep inside, he had a good feeling. He had spoken his heart and done what he needed to do. He turned to his mother and said, "Mother dear, I'm so glad I proposed to Airima. No, I'm at peace, knowing I didn't miss anything. I'm just sorry they treated you badly and upset you. You mean so much to me." His mother replied, "Davood dear, don't think about that at all. I'm not upset. I'm still the same person I was before. But I'm happy you saw what you needed to see." Both their hearts felt calm. With this new understanding of Airima, Davood was slowly losing his feelings for her, and he was surprised by that. He walked on with determination, feeling more and more positive about the proposal not working out. As evening ended, a cold wind began to blow, and distant wolves howled. They were still halfway home when night fell, and Davood's elderly mother was exhausted. Davood quickly thought of a solution. Between the two villages lay a small settlement called Pigeon Spring. Knowing they couldn't reach home that night, he decided to go there and find shelter for his mother. He felt that from this thick darkness, a bright light was about to shine. His heart was hopeful. As they entered the dark, dry, empty streets of Pigeon Spring, Davood suddenly saw a young woman coming out of a stable with a wooden bucket, heading toward a humble house opposite. She looked surprised to see them. Davood asked, "Excuse me, miss, I'm from the upper village. We got stuck on the road and my mother needs to rest tonight. Is there any place we can stay?" The young woman replied, "If you'd like, you can stay at our house tonight." Davood accepted. When they entered the humble home, they saw an elderly man lying on a mattress, unable to walk or speak. The young woman, whose beauty became clear under the lantern light, explained that she had lost her mother as a child and now lived with her paralyzed father and 4 younger siblings. Davood and his mother were deeply moved. The kind young woman prepared a simple dinner of fresh bread for them. They were touched by her beauty, dignity, and kindness. Davood asked, "May I know your name?" She answered, "My name is Tina." Davood said, "What a beautiful name. Because of your kindness, you'll always be remembered in my heart. I wish I could do something to repay even a small part of your generosity." Tina said she had done nothing and no repayment was needed. "You and your mother have brightened our home." Davood's mother said, "You deserve so much more. I hope one day a young man on a white horse comes for you and you marry him." Davood and Tina talked for almost an hour, discovering many similarities with every sentence. Morning came. Davood and his mother said goodbye to Tina and her family and continued to their village. Without realizing it, Davood and Tina had become attached to each other. From that dark night, a light had been kindled in both their hearts. For the next few days, Davood couldn't forget Tina's beautiful face, and Tina couldn't forget talking with Davood. Confused by recent events, Davood went to a wise old man in the village and told him the story of himself and Tina. The wise elder said, "Keep this in your heart, don't tell anyone, and wait for a sign. When you see the sign, go propose to Tina." Davood couldn't wait. He decided to return and propose. But one day, around noon, returning from the pastures with the sheep, he saw from afar that all the villagers had gathered by the river. A passerby told him the headman's younger son had gone missing in the river. Davood quickly acted. He gathered the sheep and rushed to search for the child. Suddenly, he spotted the boy being carried by the current. Davood jumped into the water, grabbed him, cleared the water from his lungs, and the boy began breathing. The people were overjoyed. The wealthy headman gave Davood a rare and very expensive white horse in gratitude. Davood saw this white horse as a good sign. He mounted it and rode toward Tina's settlement. When he reached Pigeon Spring, he saw Tina from afar. She was helping her siblings prepare a clay oven for winter. Her beautiful hands and feet covered in mud. She looked up and saw Davood racing toward their house on the white horse. Davood dismounted, immediately proposed to Tina, and told her how much he loved her and how much he had thought of her. Tina, overflowing with joy, replied, "My answer is yes, with or without the white horse." They held a simple ceremony. With the money from selling the rare white horse, Davood bought good land, built a beautiful house, and everyone, including Tina's family and Davood's mother, began living together in that big, lovely home. Day by day, their farm and sheep grew, and they gathered more wealth. Davood and Tina lived happily and lovingly for 60 years, raising 5 children. Strangely, all 5 studied medicine and became surgeons. Even today, the people of the village still tell the story of Davood and Tina from time to time. With this romantic tale, they give hope to the next generation and tell them, if you go through hardship in one period of your life, don't think it will always stay that way. This love story reminds us that sometimes, even in the darkest nights, the light of hope can rise like a beautiful morning. As long as a person stays hopeful and steadfast the path of goodness they have chosen. I wish for you a romance like Davood and Tina's, one where you can truly taste the flavor of real love.